Hello, welcome to Divine Nexus Comics YouTube channel. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and enjoy the video. Star Wars, the Scrapyard ghost on the desolate moon of Collar, a survivor of Order 66 hides among the rusted husks of the Republic's past, only to be hunted by an Inquisitor who smells the Force like blood in the water. The wind on Collar didn't howl. It hissed, carrying the metallic tang of oxidized durasteel across the endless plains of the ship graveyards. Kellen adjusted his goggles, the amber lenses stained with the red dust of 1,000 rusted Venator-class star destroyers. He was a shadow among the giants, a scavenger picking through the ribs of dead leviathans. His hands, calloused and grease-stained, moved with a practiced rhythm as he stripped a thermal regulator from a derelict engine block. "Easy now," he whispered to the silence. "Don't snap the coupling." To any observer, he was just another drudge working for the guild, but beneath his heavy poncho, a weight hung against his thigh, a hilt of cold metal that he hadn't ignited in 3 years. He lived in the gaps between heartbeats, hoping the galaxy would forget he ever existed. Back in his hovel, a cramped, pressurized crate tucked beneath the wing of an ancient ARC 170 starfighter, Kellen activated a flickering holographic projector. The image was grainy, a blue-tinted ghost of a woman with kind eyes. "Focus on the center of the storm," Kellen, the recording of Master Vane, said, her voice crackling. "Like dry leaves, the Force is not just the wind. It is the stillness at the heart of it." Kellen reached out, his fingers hovering just inches from the light. He felt a faint thrum in the air, a phantom limb reaching back, but he pulled his hand away as if burned. Memories of the temple burning and the rhythmic march of the clone's boots echoed in his mind. He couldn't afford to be a Jedi anymore. Being a Jedi meant dying, and he had promised Vane he would live. The piece of the scrapyard was shattered by a sound that made Kellen's stomach drop, the high-pitched, twin-I-don't engine scream of a TIE interceptor. He scrambled to his viewport, wiping away the grime to see 3 black specks descending toward the guild outpost. Behind them, a sleek, obsidian-colored shuttle lowered its landing gear. Like the talons of a predatory bird. "Inquisitors," he breathed, the word tasting like ash. He didn't wait to see who stepped out. He grabbed his pack, secured his lightsaber hidden in a tool roll, and slipped out the back hatch into the labyrinth of twisted metal. The Force was screaming at him now, a cold vibration at the base of his skull that said, "Run, run, or be erased." Kellen sprinted across a narrow gantry suspended 60 feet above a canyon of scrap. Below, stormtroopers in specialized white and gray camo were already fanning out, their blasters raised. "Check the sectors." An officer barked, his voice amplified by his helmet's vocoder. Kellen ducked behind a pile of discarded cooling fins as a searchlight swept over his position. He closed his eyes, trying to dampen his presence in the Force, trying to be nothing but a rock, a piece of trash, a ghost, but the darkness was already here. He felt a cold, oily sensation wash over his mind, a mental probe, sharp and invasive. Someone was looking for him, and they weren't using their eyes. He took a leap, crossing a 10-foot gap to a rusted crane arm, the metal groaning under his weight. The pursuit ended in a dead-end hangar of a half-disassembled cruiser. Kellen skidded to a halt, his boots kicking up sparks on the floor. Standing at the only exit was a towering figure in charcoal gray armor, wearing a helmet with a slit of glowing red light. The Inquisitor, known only as the Ninth Acolyte, didn't speak. He simply unclipped a circular hilt from his belt. With a dual hiss, 2 crimson blades ignited, spinning slowly like a lethal fan. "The temple records said you were dead, Padawan." The Inquisitor's voice was a synthesized growl. "But the dead don't leave such a trail of fear in the Force." Kellen felt his knees weaken, the weight of his past crashing down. He reached into his tool roll and gripped the hilt. He wasn't a Padawan anymore, but he wasn't a coward either. The first clash was a blur of blue and red. Kellen's blade hummed to life, a brilliant sapphire light that illuminated the rusted walls. He parried a vertical strike, the energy discharge stinging his eyes. "You've grown weak in the dirt," the acolyte taunted, swinging the spinning blade in a terrifying arc. Kellen ducked, the heat of the red plasma singeing his hair. He kicked a bucket of solvent toward the Inquisitor and used a burst of the Force to ignite it. A wall of flame erupted between them. Kellen didn't use the moment to attack. He used it to think. Master Vane's words returned, the stillness at the heart of the storm. He breathed, letting the panic drain away, replaced by the cool, flowing current of the Force. The Inquisitor walked through the flames, his armor blackened but his stance unwavering. He raised a hand, and the Force gripped Kellen's throat, lifting him off the ground. "Your peace is a lie," the acolyte hissed. Kellen struggled for air, but instead of clawing at his neck, he reached out with his mind toward the massive, rusted crane assembly hanging precariously above the Inquisitor. He didn't push. He simply released the rusted pins holding it in place. With a thunderous roar, tons of durasteel collapsed. The Inquisitor's eyes widened behind his visor as he was forced to drop his grip on Kellen to catch the falling debris with the Force. Kellen hit the floor, gasping, and immediately channeled his energy into a force push that sent the Inquisitor stumbling back under the weight of the scrap. Kellen didn't stay to watch the struggle. He ran toward the hangar's launch bay where an old, refurbished Z-95 headhunter sat fueled and ready, his secret ticket off this rock. He scrambled into the cockpit, flipping switches with frantic precision. The engines coughed, sputtered, and then roared to life with a blue "I don't" glow. As the ship lifted off, he saw the Inquisitor emerge from the wreckage, a silhouette of fury standing on the landing pad, his red blade raised in a silent promise of vengeance. Kellen pulled the yoke back, punching through the atmosphere of collar. The stars stretched in two long white lines as he jumped into hyperspace. He was still a ghost, and he was still being hunted, but for the first time in years, he wasn't just surviving. He was a Jedi, and the galaxy was wide. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more stories like this, make sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, stay super.